Big news over the weekend in Saints land. Derek Carr has announced his retirement from the NFL. That does a couple things for New Orleans. One, it necessitates the need for another quarterback because right now you've got Tyler Shough, Spencer Rattler, and Jake Haener. That's probably not the quarterback room that you're going to enter the 2025 season with. That's just a lot of youth. You need somebody under that roof with some experience. The other piece of it is the salary cap deal, and Ross Jackson's got a great piece up at LouisianaSports.net right now about that, and maybe we'll get into that some tomorrow. But I do want to talk about the veteran quarterback spot now because you need somebody in that role. My preference is that this is a backup veteran. I don't need the Saints playing a season with a backup quarterback in the twilight of his career just to try to win as many games as possible. Like, I understand that sounds counterintuitive, but it's not. You need Tyler Shough and or Spencer Rattler to play this year. You need to evaluate them in real-time situations over the course of the season to see if you have your franchise quarterback. Because now that you've got a first-year head coach in place, and now that you're pushing off the dock to move into a new era without Derek Carr, like, number one on the board of objectives is find your quarterback. And it may take a year. It may be a draftable situation next year. We don't know. But you've got to get closer to that decision, and you're not if you let a 35-year-old has-been quarterback go out there just because he's better today than Tyler Shough is. So that's the most important piece of this before we ever name a name. Shough and Rattler are one of those guys is the starter. I think it's Shough. But one way or another, those two guys need to be the tip of the spear. You let the backup be in meeting rooms, be on the sideline during games, and provide veteran leadership while he's cashing some of his last checks. Let the young guys play. All right, here's a look at some of the quarterbacks that Ross Jackson over at LouisianaSports.net says the Saints could take a look at. Teddy Bridgewater is first up. He's 32 years old. We just don't know if he wants to play football anymore. He retired after 2023, came back with the Lions in 2024. He's coaching in high school, apparently, down in Miami. But yeah, I would be for bringing Teddy Bridgewater in. He's a great locker room guy. He's been in New Orleans before, and I think makes a ton of sense as a guy who can come in and provide some good leadership qualities in the room. I'm for bringing Teddy Bridgewater in. Carson Wentz, I feel the same way. Guy's seen a lot. Been on an MVP trajectory, lost his job, backed up a couple different places, seen different franchises. He's 32 years old. I'm fine bringing Carson Wentz in as well, as long as he has the understanding that he's not going to be given starters reps. C.J. Beathard has been in the NFL for 9 years. That is a long time, quite frankly. So I'm good with him coming in as well. He's seen a lot of systems, worn a lot of uniforms, and I don't think would be a threat to either of the guys as a potential starter. Aaron Rodgers' name came up here in Ross's piece. No thank you. No interest whatsoever. Bad locker room, maybe bad player, we don't really know, but a guy that definitely is going to want to start and would be way more trouble than good. No thank you with Aaron Rodgers. I think it was the right thing to do for the Jets to make that move with a really good defense and a team they thought could potentially be a threat to win a division and make a run in the playoffs. I thought it was the right thing for the Jets to do. It's not even close to the right thing for the Saints to do. Hard pass on Aaron Rodgers. No thank you. Ben DiNucci is a guy the Saints had. Let him go earlier this offseason. He and Kellen Moore were with the Dallas Cowboys, so there's a relationship there. I would be fine with that as well. He's not as seasoned as Bridgewater and as Wentz and as Beathard. I think those guys have a little bit more wisdom. But I don't know much else about Ben DiNucci other than he started a couple games for Dallas and he was with the Saints briefly. That one I have less of a take on. I'm hard in on Bridgewater, hard in on Wentz. I'm good with Beathard. I'm way out on Rodgers. Ben DiNucci, I'm just kind of like, whatever. Like, I don't know what benefit you would get from bringing him in. And then Ross highlights a potential situation where maybe they could trade for Tanner McKee. McKee was with Kellen Moore and the Eagles over the weekend. He played late over the weekend, over last year. He played late with the Eagles, was 30 of 45, 323 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no picks for Kellen Moore. But it would require a trade, and I'm not parting with an asset to go get a backup quarterback. Like, assets for this team are precious. Draft picks are precious. Young players are precious. I'm not parting with an asset to bring something that doesn't help the team in a significant way. Because, again, I'm not trying to get a starting quarterback to win as many games as possible this year. I'm trying to bring somebody in to help develop the young players. And there are, generally speaking, a handful of guys who are happy to come in and do that. You stay in the league, stay relevant, you stay cashing a check, you get another year added to your pension on the back end. Like, you can find some guys that are willing to do it. Tanner McKee's 25 years old. He's younger than Tyler Shough. So, no, I'm out on that decision as well. I think that it's imperative that the Saints go get a veteran. It's also imperative they keep assets. So, to me, as I look at this list, yes on Bridgewater if he wants to play football. Yes on Wentz, even though there's not much left in his tank. Fine with Beathard. Rodgers is a hard no for me. DiNucci, don't see the upside on that. McKee, hard no, because I don't want to part with any assets there. It sounds like Teddy Bridgewater may have closed the door on football. So to me, the more likely options are Carson Wentz and C.J. Beathard. If you convince one of those guys to come in, I say that's a good thing to do. You need some mentorship. And I know that Kellen Moore is going to be very hands-on with the quarterbacks. That's his baby. That's his position. That's his background. So that's a different deal than having Dennis Allen in the head coaching chair. So that's a good thing too. But I trust Kellen Moore to make good decisions with that position. He's seen a lot, handled a lot of different guys, a lot of different personalities, and had a lot of success really anywhere he's gone to develop quarterbacks and call plays. So this is something that I would expect to happen over the course of the next few weeks. So the Saints would engage and figure that part of it out. I don't know how long the Saints have known Derek Carr wouldn't be there. So they could have known about this for 6-8 weeks and been a little bit proactive, and something comes up pretty quickly. Maybe this is something that caught them a little bit off guard with the timing of it, and they've got to kind of pivot and redirect to go get a veteran quarterback. But in any event, any of these guys are better to have on board than Derek Carr to me, because I just don't sense that a guy who did not meet with the coach once he was named the new head coach and wasn't around for Super Bowl week and has kind of been MIA all offseason, when there's been a lot of rumors swirling around him. I don't get the sense that's a guy who was going to be real gung-ho to go in there and work with young quarterbacks off to the side after practice, in game planning, that kind of thing. I think you need to specifically go out with that in mind and prioritize that, communicate it effectively to the prospective guy that's going to do it, and then bring him in with the understanding of that's the role you're going to have on this team. You're going to be a mentor who may be thrust into action if there are injuries, but we need you on the practice field, in the meeting room, in game plans, and on the sideline. So hopefully Saints can get that done here over the course of the next few weeks to give Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler all the potential help that they can in getting ready to play in this 2025 season. Hey, it's on. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.